Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time on ON Radio, Tuesday morning, September 5th. In the year 2023. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan at the Coffee Ann table. We'll say hi to Linda Tebow. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Ed Cruz here from the Carew Investment Group. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning to you.
Nice to have both of you here. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. Ed, time for first message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, call me, Ed Carew, or call my son Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Ed stays away from companies like fly-by-night operations.
We don't do fly-by-night.
But they invented the Sledge-O-Matic.
Well,
remember
that's
that?
good for them. And,
Yes, they did.
and how's that working out for you?
Well,
right.
since Gallagher passed away, not so good. Not so
huh?
good.
Oh, right. That always happens with those.
Yeah, that's right. So we're always thanking our lucky stars because it could always be worse. We all could have been stuck at the Burning Man Festival in Nevada.
My God.
Over the weekend.
Wow.
And I've only heard about this thing for the last couple of years, and it goes on in the desert out there in Nevada. Thousands of people go to this thing, and it's usually they have it in the desert for a reason because it's hot and it's
Dry.
And it's dry. That's why they go and do this thing here. It's
Not so much this year.
and then the rains came, and like Dave told me, well, where they have it is a dry lake bed.
Yeah.
So it used to be a lake. So
Right.
now it rains. Now all we got is mud, and they couldn't get out.
Wow. I know that wasn't good. I had never heard of that festival. You had?
I heard of it.
Really?
It's music. It's what's a good way of putting it? It's more of a free lifestyle kind of thing. Where anything goes.
Like Woodstock almost, no?
Yeah, a
not
little
really.
more to the left.
More.
More.
Yeah, yeah,
more.
A little more.
Oh, more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See, I've been under a rock, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and because I saw something online, and some mother was being criticized because she has brought her 7-year-old to this thing for the last 7 years. Her and her husband bring their 7-year-old, and they're like,
Wow.
this is really an adult thing. We don't know why you're bringing your child to this event. So it's more that kind of
Okay.
freewheeling lifestyle kind of thing.
Oh, perhaps it.
All right, is that good enough? Did I
Yeah.
skirt the
Yeah.
issue?
Yeah.
It's not skirt the
Yeah.
issue. That
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Toe it
not,
right
it's
down
not
the
a
line.
choir practice. Trust me.
Okay. All right. I missed. I guess I.
So it's
I had a
they have it then.
sheltered life.
Well, it's relatively new, I guess, and it's called that because don't they burn some rather 20-foot
At the end of
thing
the thing,
of
they
straw?
burn a straw
Man.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, which is
right.
why it's called
That's
Burning
why they call
I
him
wondered
Burning
where-
Man.
So
Yeah.
that's where Burning Man came from.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that they
But it was
set it on
because it was
fire.
hot.
No,
No.
well, yes
Yes
and
and
no, I
no,
guess,
yeah.
but just be glad you're not there.
Oh, I was very glad I
Because,
was in there because I mean, did you see the mud they were schlepping through? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah,
And I
it's
did
terrible.
see a couple. I thought I saw a couple of kids.
You might have. I
Yeah.
mean, kids are allowed to be there.
Yeah.
Just others are
Yeah.
saying you really shouldn't because it's
No.
kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of more of an adult thing going on.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to, but they're trying to defend themselves. Well, we're showing our child who was 7 at the time, the divergent lifestyles that
Uh-huh.
everyone has. You don't have to stay in this mold that that society tells you to
And
stay
we
in.
wonder why we have troubles today.
Well,
Could be
that's
why.
just that's the way it
Good
goes.
parenting.
So I had to laugh. Ed and Linda, I'm always up for a good conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go.
Besides the ones
All right,
he doesn't
go ahead.
start by
I wanna
himself.
hear this
right.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Jill Biden, not
Jill.
the
Oh,
president,
she has
Jill.
COVID.
She's got COVID.
Yeah.
Well, guess who's been vaccinated and boosted twice? Jill Biden. And
Oh.
she's still got it.
She got it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But you know the thing.
So the conspiracy thing comes in as,
Hmm.
maybe the vaccine isn't so great, is it?
Well, they never said you wouldn't get it.
No.
Initially
And-
they did. I
and-
know they changed
well,
that,
I mean,
though.
they changed it, but you know the thing is,
What?
it didn't. It said she tested positive.
Right. And
and when-
she's got very little symptoms.
Well, bingo. And you know when people tell me, they test positive, my next question, but are they sick?
No.
And it's more than I shouldn't say more than likely because some people are very sick, but most people will say, no, I'm not sick. Or
Yeah.
maybe having sniffles or.
That's what she's got. So
Yeah.
she's staying at their house
Yeah.
in Delaware, somewhere on the beach.
Yeah.
He's back at the White House.
Yeah.
Now, he gets tested all the time.
Well, sure.
He doesn't have it.
No,
At least
I know
not
it.
yet.
But usually when you're with somebody that tests positive, you have to kind of.
Quarantine yourself?
Well,
I think those days are over.
those days are over, I
Yeah,
guess.
at least for
yeah.
now.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
But the
Yeah.
president will keep getting tested to
Well, I'm
make
sure.
to see
Probably
if he
twice
gets
a
it.
day.
Yeah. So,
Probably twice a
and they
day.
just say she feels fine. She's got very little symptoms
Yeah.
of it.
Well,
so.
they're saying this newest strain is rather a spicy one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
19, I think. Are we up to 19?
Oh, I have no
don't
idea.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I heard yesterday
And
on
there's
the
a
news.
new vaccine for it. Yeah.
Well, there's no new vaccine for it. They're saying that from what they've seen as it's been developing, it's been spreading across the country.
Yeah.
That it seems to be less of a
Westville,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I just wanted
Yeah,
to bring
but
that up
there'll be a
about
new
the.
But I
vaccine
think,
out this
they
fall.
changed the vaccine, the composition of the vaccine, as they do with the flu. When the
Yeah.
new variety
Alright.
comes out.
Yeah,
they,
yeah. There is a
know,
new vaccine
yeah,
coming out in the fall.
There is, coming out in the fall, yeah.
All right then. Back here in Rhode Island, it is election day. If you're listening in on Tuesday morning,
It is.
the polls have opened, and they'll stay open till 8 p.m. tonight. So if you didn't vote by mail, did you vote by mail?
No.
So you need to vote by person if you're registered, obviously.
Well, I'm registered, but I'm not a registered. I'm an independent, so I'm not.
Well,
But I can.
you can vote.
Disassimilate. I'm thinking of going and voting
And they'll just ask you which
in the
which-
Democratic
which-
one,
which-
and then
yeah, which ballot would
disaffiliate
you
on
like?
the way
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Which ballot would you like, please? It's
Yeah.
they're usually color coded, blue and red
Red,
is
yeah.
usually
Yeah.
what it is,
I
and,
may go and do that today.
and then you got to go and say, okay, I don't want to be part of that party.
But I want
anymore.
to disaffiliate on the way out.
Yeah,
What are they voting for today in Rhode Island?
Congressman
Congress.
is this to
Congressperson, I should
replace,
say. David Cicilline.
David
I see.
Cicilline.
So there's 11 on the Democratic side,
Yeah.
and then there's 2 Republicans.
This is a special election?
Yes,
It is.
and it's a primary today.
It is, yeah.
So
primary.
yeah,
Well, I
so
mean,
s-
there was
which means we'll now have another general election in
Yes,
November.
in November. I mean, a huge.
So it's
Two
still,
rounds.
that's still going to be a special election.
Well, yes, it will be. So this
Yeah.
is a special primary
Yeah, because we
to have the special
replace
election
David.
because he resigned during his time.
I see.
Hmm. So, did you enjoy having David Cicilline here last week? This is the
He was
first time you
okay.
ever met him.
Yeah,
He's
he
very
was-
he's very personable.
Yeah, very, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
He's a good guy. I don't
Mm.
know. I've never always agreed with his politics, but he's been very, very good to
Mhm.
seniors and veterans.
mhm.
Yeah. yeah.
Very good.
You know, after he got here, it dawned on me that I did meet him here before.
Oh, had you?
At least a couple of times.
Okay.
So.
When he
yeah.
was running, or
Yes.
Was he running
yeah,
for election
he,
at the
he was
time?
running. I don't remember if he came in because he was running or if it was for some other reason, but I do remember meeting him.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's very personable.
Yeah, very okay. Back here in Rhode Island, down in Central Falls, 9 people displaced fire in Central Falls.
Yes.
Took place on Monday morning. When the firefighters got there, heavy flames from the second floor of this multifamily home on Perry Street in Central Falls. Luckily, everybody got out. No injuries were reported. American Red Cross is helping. There are 2 families that include 5 adults and 4 kids. So just no word yet on what might have started that fire, but it looks like it started somewhere on the second floor. I hope it doesn't come down to kids playing with lighters or matches or something like that, because things start like that. It's very fast how fast fire moves.
Well, those houses are kind of
very close together.
close together as well.
But I've seen videos, and usually it comes out around Christmas time because they'll show how fast a Christmas tree
yeah.
can
oh,
go up
yeah.
in fire, go up in
Yeah.
flames, and then how fast. Not only does the Christmas tree go up fast, how fast it catches to everything else, and within
Yeah.
seconds, the whole room is in flames, and then that's it. It's very, very tough to escape from.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you can get down low, and we just had that in Providence where 2 people were injured because they jumped out of the window
Yes.
to escape a fire. So when things are so bad behind you that the best choice is to jump out,
Yeah.
you know it's bad behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, jumping down 2 2 stories, I should say, to the concrete. That's a better idea than staying where I am.
Yeah.
That's a big fire.
But that's why we always have to be thankful for our firefighters.
Yes.
They do that for a living, you know. When people are running out, they're running in, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, so this took place last week in Worcester, Massachusetts. There was the death of a 14-year-old high school student. I don't know if you heard about this. It wasn't anything to do with violence. There was no shootings. There was no stabbings. There was nothing like that. But there's a new thing. There's always a new thing on social media,
Oh.
and this one was it's on TikTok, that social media platform, and it's called the One Chip Challenge. Have you heard of this?
No.
Yep.
Okay. There is a chip out there that you can buy over the counter, perfectly legal, and it's like a Dorito, okay? But it's seasoned with 2 of the hottest peppers in the world. And so the challenge is to eat one to see if you can handle it. And it can cause burning in the mouth, in the esophagus, and the stomach. You may throw up, but it may cause something to happen within your body, which is what they think happened to this boy, to stop your heart.
Oh my God.
And it's so bad, this chip, it's so hot that and I read this morning, that the school department in Warwick has banned these chips from the schools.
Oh.
You cannot have these, and they're easy to spot. If you go to I don't know who sells them, but try a convenience store or maybe Stop and Shop. I don't know. It's got a skull on it, and there's a coffin on the packaging. And do you know what the chip is called?
No, I don't.
It's like the death chip or something like that. It's actually
Oh my
called that.
God.
But people will look. Oh, a challenge. How many can I eat before it's too much? There's even a TV show. I forgot what station it's on. What it's on cable. It's called Hot Taste or something like that. And that's what they do. There's the host, and then they bring in some celeb, and he's got all they got to do is they got a plate of chicken wings, and each wing is hotter than the last wing you had, and so that's the premise. You keep eating the wings until you can't eat anymore because it's literally killing you. And they have like a glass of milk nearby. You don't want to have water.
No.
Water makes it worse,
yeah,
right?
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, you don't have that. So they have a glass of
They
milk to
usually
try to
milk,
cool it off.
neutralize it, I think, yeah.
So that's because I have not watched it, by the way. I've always seen this from the previews, but yeah, that's a thing. How much can you eat? As you're sweating and like that, and now it's real. And this student died. I mean, they are going to do an autopsy. Maybe something else was going on, but they're directly attributing it right now to this chip. And they're telling kids, don't eat this thing. It's way too powerful. Of course, kids never think, and they said, "No, I can handle it."
I gotta wonder how the FDA approved the chip.
Yeah.
Well, they must have tested it. Maybe adults tried it, and yeah, okay, it's hot, but they could handle it. Some.
I know, maybe not enough people died yet.
Not enough people have died. In fact, if you watch the movie 80 for Brady,
Yeah.
you see, have you seen it?
No.
Have you seen it?
I've seen clips of it, no.
Sally Field enters a chicken wing eating contest of hot wings.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm going to give it away. She wins.
Yeah.
Why? Well, she explains why. Because of her age, she's lost all her taste buds, so she couldn't taste what she was eating. So the hotness wasn't affecting her. All right, that's pretty funny.
Well, I thought it was pretty funny. By the clips that I saw, I thought it was a pretty funny movie.
It is funny.
I thought it was
funny,
kind of
funny in parts. It's a completely outlandish, and it would never. They show the real Super Bowl
Yeah.
that the Patriots played in, but then they show them how they affected the game. And I said, well, that didn't happen at all. So, that's a little poetic license right
Yeah,
there.
well.
So, and my daughter's like, you mean they really didn't go up into the coach's booth and get on the headphones and talk to Tom Brady on the field? No, that didn't happen at all. But it is a true story.
Yeah.
Of the four ladies that
the
were season
ladies,
ticket
yes,
holders
yes,
for
yes,
the
yes,
for
yes.
the for the Patriots, and they actually did go, and they
Right.
were in their late 70s and early
Yeah.
80s. But well, we gotta. All right, is that all you did? Okay, we gotta make a better story out of this. So they made it into a
Well,
comedy.
Yeah.
So. But stay away from these hot
Yeah,
these hot
you
chips
know, but you know,
with
once
skulls
again,
and crossbones on this packaging.
social media, you know, what's the kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's bad. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program, so we're going to give it back over to Ed Carew for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality conservative approach to investing, call us at 765-8880. You can call Paul or you can call me. We are both going to work on your portfolio to keep you satisfied. Integrity, trust, and service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. More of the Coffee and Program coming your way here on ON Radio. Comments and questions, call them in at 766-1240.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Get ready to nominate the best of the Blackstone Valley.
It is Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. Okay, a little bit more on the One Chip Challenge. All right, it's making headlines again, and that's because... come on, get rid of this. Stupid internet. No, it's not letting me in. Come on, one more time. Let's try it. It's making headlines again, not because it's fun, but because kids are going to the hospital. And it's killing some. So, it was originally developed by a company called Paqui, Paqui. All right, and involves eating a chip laced with Carolina Reaper and scorpion peppers. Have you ever heard of these kind of peppers?
No.
All right. The high voltage chip, it comes individually wrapped in a coffin-shaped box, turns participants' tongues blue, according to their website. And what they want you to do, eat the entire chip, wait as long as possible before drinking or eating anything, and then post your reactions on the social media sites. The ingredients make these peppers so hot, it's the same as found in pepper spray. So this is just how it could buy the FDA. I think this is a good idea. I don't know.
I'm with you, Ed. Why didn't they? Why do they allow
Really?
it?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Because it hasn't killed you until now. Maybe they'll
Until
maybe
now.
they'll take it off the shelf now if
So
they can
you-
prove
you-
that it directly related to this death.
You're saying that if Jane goes to the market and brings back a bag of these things for me, I should.
Not eat them.
Be concerned.
Well, what's odd? It comes in a box shaped like a coffin, and each chip is individually wrapped. It's not like a bag of potato chips where you reach in and grab a handful. They're recommending you only eat one at a time because they're just so hot.
Well, I don't like. I eat chips by a mouthful. I don't want to do this. This one at a time stuff's no good.
See, it's people
Takes
like
too
you
much time to unwrap 'em, Ed. It
that are
won't
gonna
be
end
fun.
up that are gonna end up in the hospital.
No, I won't, because I won't eat those
All
things.
right, all right.
I'm going to warn her. If you bring those things up, it's over.
That's a deal breaker right there.
That's good.
What
Then
do
I
you-
won't get that for Dave's birthday
What-
tomorrow.
Do you,
No.
do you normally like Doritos?
I love Doritos.
All right.
Yeah.
I say I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with Fritos. That's about as
Yeah,
hot
they're
as I
okay.
can go.
Oh no, Doritos hot and spicy ones.
You do?
yeah,
You're
I
okay
like,
with those?
Yeah, I like those. Yeah.
All right.
And corn chips, they're the corn chips with the
With salsa.
Tostitos
Yeah,
salsa,
salsa, yeah.
hot,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want the salsa hot too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Well, don't look at me like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no.
It's no, it's funny. I don't like it, and my body doesn't like it. Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you. There's a certain part of everybody's anatomy. All right.
Yeah.
And it connects your esophagus with your stomach.
Yeah,
And there's a little flap of tissue that covers over your stomach.
yeah.
All right. Mine doesn't work. Mine is always open. All right. So if I eat anything really spicy, the acid that's in your stomach will wash back up into my esophagus,
Hot
and it hurts.
bread. Yeah, yeah.
So I've learned over the years how much I can eat of certain foods
Yeah.
before it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And so 3 slices.
Just push it to the limit. And that's
I
it.
do. 3 slices of pizza. I'm okay. 4, it's gonna hurt. And I know that.
You must avoid spicy foods.
Same thing.
And chocolate, too. Huh?
And chocolate.
Yeah.
So 1 chocolate bar, okay. 2, not so good.
Yeah.
It's really the caffeine
Yeah.
that's doing it. I don't drink coffee, so I'm okay there. But if I do like tea, but it's gonna be decaffeinated,
Yeah.
and so I'm okay. And so I'm also gonna be pretty particular. I gotta be anything Italian. Italian food. I gotta watch out for whatever, because I never know what, especially at restaurants. I never know what spices are in the sauce. So you just gotta be really careful. And
See, I'm the guy that puts crushed red pepper on his pizza.
oh, absolutely not.
I heard
That's just that
Dave's
is
like that,
that is
too.
that is
He's
not
like
gonna
that,
happen.
too.
And I'll always be kicking myself because if the pain comes, there's nothing that makes it go away except time.
Time.
And that
Yeah.
is it. I just gotta. Yeah, I could drink some water. That helps a little, but not really. It doesn't really do anything
Yeah.
except cover it over for a few seconds. But then it's just there. It's like, okay, wait it out for like an hour or so.
So that's where the phrase "time is of the essence"
Yeah,
comes from.
yeah, that's right. It
Time
is,
cures everything. or something.
it's the same thing with alcohol too.
Well,
Two beers is okay. 3,
yeah.
now I'm in pain.
Yeah.
It's funny. So I can never really get drunk
Yeah.
because I get hurt. I'm in pain first
that's-
before I get to that
that's good.
point.
Well, see, and,
Yeah,
and actually, men aren't supposed to have more than 2 drinks a day, so there you go.
Well, I'm not. Then I'm
You're
okay.
Right on, you're right on target.
Well, enough about Joe's medical things.
Yeah.
Oh, and they say we can try and fix it.
Pyloric sphincter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said how? Well, obviously it's an operation.
Yeah.
And the way the doctor explained it to me, we go down with what he described was a tiny little sewing machine,
Yeah, yeah,
and they create one.
yeah.
I'm
Nice.
like, wow, okay. He goes, well, what are the side effects of that? Well, sometimes it doesn't always work,
Yeah.
and sometimes so when you're eating or drinking and the flap is supposed to open to let the food into your stomach, sometimes it doesn't. I'm like, oh, great.
And then we're gonna have to call a
Now
plumber.
it's backing up. Oh, yeah, with a tiny little plunger. I said, all right,
Roto-Rooter.
let's work on this with the food stuff.
Well, that's the
Stay away
thing,
from the spices.
Prevention, it's called.
That's right.
Prevention.
Yeah, stay away
Right.
from the
See,
red
that's what
chili
friends-
peppers, putting that
Yeah.
on pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. More for me.
So, so no Thai food, no Indian food, nothing like that. So, all right, good. I'm all set. All right, back here in Rhode Island, there's a man in West Warwick. He's being accused of leaving hundreds of uncapped syringes at the gazebo, at the Arctic Majestic gazebo in West Warwick.
See the picture of that?
Yes,
Wow.
I did. I'm like,
Wow, the floor was covered with
yeah.
them.
So police arrested William Oat, a resident of West Warwick, on Sunday for vandalism. A company was hired to clean up the needles at the gazebo on Main Street. Now, Linda, did you hear anything else? Were these his needles?
They didn't go into that
No.
detail.
Is he a diabetic or is he a drug user? They didn't
they
say.
look like regular hypodermic
Hypodermic needles.
needles, by the way. They didn't look like the insulin syringes.
Yeah,
they're
that are
very
different.
thin.
Yep, yep.
They're very thin and very little. They look to me like,
Like
just
regular.
regular hypodermic
Were
needles.
they like used or?
Well, see, that was my wonder and worry too, were they used? But they had the guys going with the hazmat stuff on, so
So probably yes.
probably yes.
They do say uncapped syringes, so
Yeah, they were.
out of an
You
abundance
could
of
see that,
caution,
yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
assume that they have been
Yeah.
used.
Right.
yeah.
But no word yet on why
On why
leaving
or
them
how or-
there
yeah,
at the gazebo
right.
was a good idea.
No, well, they said they're still investigating, but my thinking was at first when I heard it mentioned, I said, oh, like there's a few of them. Then when they showed the picture, the floor was totally covered
Well-
with them, and then you wonder, well, where did he get them from? Did he get them from a place like where they dispose of syringes?
Well, maybe. And with
You
those
know?
red and those sharp boxes.
Those shop, the shop containers, but where would he have access to that? They didn't go into what does he do for a living or anything like
Nothing
that.
like that
you
yet.
know?
Well, it comes down to,
Why?
well, you drop a couple off there and no one notices.
Yeah.
So you go back and you drop a few more off.
Right.
And no one notices.
You know.
Hey, no one's seeing what I'm doing here. This is the perfect place to
Right.
get rid of these. Of course, when they get to 100, someone's going to notice.
No, I mean it was. I mean, when I say the floor was absolutely covered with them.
Yeah.
It was like a big. It was a big gazebo.
And no kid in his 60s.
Late
Late
50s,
50s? Okay.
57 or something like that.
So-
I don't know. Was he trying to make a statement? They didn't get into the why.
Not yet, anyway.
Just that it was done.
It was
right,
happening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. I'm glad they were caught. And I'm glad they got in the hazmat team to clean them up
Yeah.
and get them out of
And
there.
he was
and-
all suited up.
well, you
mask
you
and
you
all.
got you got to be
Yeah.
okay. What else was going on? Oh, it's the I feel so bad for the kids that are going back to school. They've either started classes or I know my daughter starts classes tomorrow. I mean, the summer was just so wet.
Crappy.
And now we have some.
And now, and it rained a lot of times. And down in Providence, they didn't have one day over 90 degrees. A couple other places hit 90
Yeah.
degrees. Here we are. It's going to be 90 degrees on Thursday,
Yeah,
just in time for back to school.
you're right. Exactly.
We had basically no summer, and now when we're back in school, that's when it's going to be hot and sunny out.
It is.
And
We didn't close
just
the
not-
pool yet.
it's just, and the kids are sitting there going, "This just isn't fair.
Yeah,
This is not the way it's supposed to be." We needed to have 90 degrees back in July, like it always is. And now, when we're back to school, can at least drop down to 85, or down into the 70s. And I feel bad for them, and because there are some schools that they don't have air conditioning in every room.
Yeah,
They just don't
no. They said they're going to do early dismissal for those kids.
on those really hot days.
Yeah.
So we're going to dismiss them at the middle of the day when it's the hottest.
The hot noontime, high
Noon
noon.
Is that a smart idea? I don't know.
Go out
but-
and play, right?
Go out and play in the
Yeah,
heat. Now, now that the heat index is over 100, go do that. Go do that. Okay.
And lunch for today is hot soup.
Well, we had to cook something. So, all right. I wanted to ask Linda this question because of the football season starts on Sunday. The New England Patriots have got 4 quarterbacks.
I know.
2 on the practice squad
know.
and 2 on the real team.
Right, they got rid of Zappy.
He's on the practice squad.
Oh, they brought him back to the.
They got rid of both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody,
Zappy
oh,
and
that's right,
Cunningham.
nobody wanted
No one
them.
picked them up, so they
So
signed
they
them.
came back.
They signed them to their practice squad,
Was-
and then they went and signed that guy from Carolina to be the
Yes,
backup
the
quarterback,
backup
Corral.
Right, yeah.
Now, there's not too much to know about him because last year he got injured in the first preseason game, Carolina versus the Patriots, knocked them out for the year.
Yeah, so let's
So-
bring him in.
So now we have him,
Yeah.
and he did okay when he was in college. He went to Ole Miss.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't a great career,
Yeah.
although they did go to the Cotton Bowl or Sugar Bowl. I don't know, one of them, one year, and he was the MVP
Oh.
of the
okay.
game. Okay, well that's nice. He had a good game.
Mm.
But the college game is so different than the pro game,
Yeah.
and either you make it in the pros or you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
And some college kids cannot adapt to it. The game's too fast. The guys are too big.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
So we don't know what this guy can do, but he's been brought in as the backup to Mac,
To back.
and we'll see what happens. See if
Did
he
you
can
see
do
that
anything.
game when Zappy was in the second half, though?
No.
He was
Yeah, he didn't look good. Yeah.
awful.
And I don't know if you heard. They talked about that and just saying, well, last year, Zappy was under the Matt Patricia offense, which is very simple
That's right, yeah.
and very basic.
Yeah,
This year,
he's a new guy.
Bill O'Brien's in.
Yeah.
How's he put it? A real offensive coordinator,
Yeah,
and now he's got to try run this offense, and he can't do it,
yeah.
which is why he's on the practice squad.
Right, yeah, he did not look good in that
No,
game at
so-
all. He really did. I was,
So all the people that were at Gillette Stadium last year calling for Zappy to come in because he's our savior.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, no.
No, no. No, I was
So-
surprised that he was so not good. But, so now Tom Brady's going to be there Sunday.
Yes, he's saying all the right things so far.
Yeah.
Love playing in New England.
Yeah.
Love Bob Kraft. Love Bill Belichick. Love the fans.
Yeah.
Can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
And it'll be all smiles and all waves.
Yeah.
And if you have tickets, get there early because that's gonna be pretty special.
My daughter's going to be
And
there.
it's gonna be just a
Yeah.
huge ovation for him when he comes out.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm sure.
Because I always said it's going to be one of those deals where later on you gotta go out almost like 5 years from now, and when you say, "Gee, who did Tom Brady play for?" And people they will say he played for the New England Patriots, and they will not say he played for Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right.
The real fans will say, "Well, he ended his career with Tampa Bay."
Yeah.
But when you think of Tom Brady's career, and yes, he did win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay.
Yes, he
will
did.
you
yeah.
think Tampa Bay? No.
No,
You'll
he's,
think
he was with the
you'll think
Patriots
the
a long
Patriots.
time.
that's right. 20 years.
Yeah, that's a lot of years.
As a test, Ed, when you think Joe Namath, what team did he play for?
New York Jets.
The New York Jets is correct. Where did he end up his career?
Ooh, where did he go? Why do I want to say Buffalo?
No, he went to San Francisco.
That's
it's,
right.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of an analogy.
Yeah.
Joe Namath is a New York Jet.
Yeah.
And will always be a New York
Yeah.
Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just
Broadway Joe.
that's right. And that's just kind of same thing with
And
Joe
not-
Montana.
Not Haight Street Joe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Same thing with Joe Montana. Had all those great years with San Francisco.
San Francisco. Where'd he go?
Kansas City. He went to Kansas
Yeah,
City
yeah,
to
Kansas City.
last year or last 2 years
Yeah.
of his career.
Really, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but no,
Yeah.
Joe Montana's a San Francisco 49ers. All right, we're moving on from this, and more to talk about, but we're coming up on a break right now, and it's time for the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Mostly sunny skies today with a high of 89 degrees and a calm wind. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 67. Wednesday's weather mostly sunny and 87. Thursday, sunshine and 93. Friday, mostly sunny and 88. Saturday, there's a small chance of a shower. Sunny skies mostly with a high of 83. Sunday, a better chance of showers, mostly cloudy, 79. And on Monday, partly sunny and 77.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street. Sunny skies right now and 76 degrees.
Hi, I'm Kathleen LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making. So many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Hi, this is Noel Pinsence. Myself and Reverend Ryan Simus will present a fabulous show by Father Pat from La Salette Shrine. It will take place on Sunday, September 10th, and that is Grandparents' Day at 3:30. The doors will open at 3 p.m. at St. Joseph Church, Mendon Road in Woonsocket. Father Pat will present inspiring music. This event is sponsored by the Pepin family. Pre-sale tickets on sale now, $10 at Pepin Lumbers on Cumberland Hill Road. The day of the concert, $12. Cash only, no checks or credit cards. The address for Pepin Lumber, 830 Cumberland Hill Road. And we're going to help New Beginning Soup Kitchen and the St. Joseph Cupboard. Hope to see you there.
The best of the Blackstone Valley is coming to ON Radio.
And it's Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And Ed,
Yes, sir.
they're coming.
Oh, no.
Yes, they are.
Bar the doors.
It's the migrants.
They're coming where?
Well, not to Middleborough.
No, they're not that they're People's Republic of Middleborough.
Foxborough, and now I'm hearing Plainville. Yes. Well,
Really?
they look around for where there's some hotels, either independently owned or like a Quality Inn or a Comfort Inn or something like that. Foxborough's got a lot of them. Plainville, there must be something right along Route 1 that might have something, and so and Maura Healey,
Yeah.
our governor,
Your governor.
your governor too. She declared, the emergency declaration and activated the National Guard,
Uh-huh.
and she wants the National Guard. And last I heard, it was 250 National Guardsmen to provide basic services. And we had the question last week. Well, what does that mean? What is basic services? And no one has an answer.
No.
Are they going to be cooking for these people? Are they going to be Are they going to give them transportation that
It was
you
on-
wanted?
it was- They're going to be transporting them.
Okay, so the National Guard's
So-
going to be doing that.
They are.
Are they
Yeah.
going to be bringing them
And
to?
they're going to be arranging for them to, any kind of services. That's she said this morning. That's what she said, because you all need a workforce, and these people want to work. So they're going to be giving them rides. They're going to be stationed at all these
jobs?
hotels. They're going to be giving them rides
To where?
to wherever they're going to work, to services that they may need,
Who
to
gave them-
schools,
who-
schools.
Who gave them jobs?
She said Massachusetts is in need of worker bees, so they all want to work. That's
Is
what
that
she
true,
said.
Ed?
That's what she said this morning.
Really?
That
We need worker bees?
Well, yeah.
that the workforce
The
we need a
workforce
workforce
in the
that they
lower
wanna work.
end is it needs work, needs workers,
Needs help.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, they're not the migrants aren't coming over here to go to MIT and
Right.
come up with new drugs.
They're here to
They'll
any
do
farms that
some
are
meat-
around.
yeah,
and,
probably
is
some
almost
crop
harvest
picking
time.
for.
yeah.
I mean, they're getting ready to do the harvesting of cranberries in our
Sure they are.
backyard.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, that'll be happening in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
There are other things. I mean, you want to pick the apples before they rot on a tree, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's other menial type tasks that they can do without having a very high education.
All right. Okay.
There's a lot of things that people
Take for
don't.
granted.
People don't want to do,
Yep.
and they rather collect whatever they can collect rather than do a job they don't want to do because they feel it's beneath them or for whatever.
You brought up the cranberry harvest.
Yeah.
Down in that part of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But isn't that all done by machines now?
it's not only a machine out there. There are people working out there. Like
There are
right now,
people in the
there
hip
are-
waders out there in the
yeah,
waters.
they've been working out in the field, in the cranberry fields all weekend.
Yeah.
You know, several people. I mean, there's not like 50 people out there, but you know, there were at least half a dozen people, and there were 3 or 4 trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do the actual harvesting, what they're going to do is they flood the bogs
Right.
so that all the cranberries float
Rise.
up to the top. Then they're using a machine.
To collect them, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
they also have to have somebody to go out there and you know when you see an oil spill in a river or
Mm-hmm.
in the ocean or something, and they come out, not the ocean but a bay, they come out and they put these. I don't know what these things are. These
Oh, like
rubber
those
things
barriers
to try to
kind of things
those
to
barriers.
collect
Well,
it.
they do the
Yeah.
same thing in the
bog-
cranberry
with the
bog,
cranberries.
and it pulls all the cranberries over to one area, and they've got a big machine that's like a huge vacuum cleaner that's sucking
Sucks
it in.
them.
You know, that's the way they're doing it now. They've been doing it that way for the last few years. But before that, they used to have guys, lots of guys, out in the cranberry bog, and the water is only about up to their knees, but
Yeah.
if that.
So you got to wear the hip waders.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and they were out there with rakes and things like
Yeah,
that. You know,
yeah.
they don't do it that way. At least they're not doing it that way in the bog behind our place. Maybe there's still some other bogs that are still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I just want to. Like the last I heard was Foxborough in now Plainville, because we got to house them somewhere. And
Might get a quarterback in there somewhere too.
do they know American football?
I don't know.
Well, maybe
They will soon.
we could use a good wide receiver, maybe. all right. The but it's funny we were talking to Rich Lane last week about this. Now Rich is a former Marine and former correctional officer as well, retired. And his question was, well, what is basic services? And he goes, and as a guardsman or someone in the reserve, that was not your job to provide, you know, driving a bus or something like
Right,
that.
yeah.
You were there to
Yeah.
provide help during national emergencies,
Yeah.
hurricanes, tornadoes, things like
Oh,
that.
right, this is not National
This
Guard.
is not a National
But,
Guard
you know, the way
duties.
she was talking about it this morning, that they're gonna be stationed at all those, like,
Mm-hmm.
different hotels, motels, whatever you wanna call, wherever they're going to be,
Mhm.
and coordinate transportation and jobs, and, you know, and all of that, all their needs.
So logistics.
That, yes. I suppose it's like deploying the
Yeah.
troops, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
It's
Well,
because they want to work.
A lot
And
of them
that's what,
do.
Massachusetts-
that's what we're being told.
That's what she said. They want to work.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of them
And,
do.
and Massachusetts needs
Has jobs.
people. They has jobs to offer. Yes.
What do they have to find out? They have to go up into knee-deep water down in the cranberry bogs. Hey, it's cold. I don't want to stay in the water.
Well, yeah. The Macintosh apples, they're ready to be
Oh, we're
picked
ready to
too.
pick
I mean,
those,
that's
things.
tis the
There's a lot of,
season.
you know, I mean, I just brought that up because it's
Pumpkins.
so obvious to
pumpkins.
me. There's,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and even at that, I mean, they'll do that. All of the cranberry bogs, there's about, you know, there used to be like 3 of them. Now there's about 6 of them in our backyard. They've expanded them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to empty, they might be out there for 3 or 4 days. That's
Yeah.
it. You know,
Well, plus they're doing all the road work too.
yeah, tons of road work.
Road
yeah.
work.
Construction.
Road work.
I do feel concerned for the school systems, Foxborough and King Philip, who now are going to get an influx of 50 to 100 kids
Right.
here at the beginning of the school.
Yeah.
That you got to, all right, I hope, and do they speak English?
Well, and that's
And,
the issue too. That and plus there's a teacher shortage.
Yep.
There's a teacher shortage nationwide. And,
Normally, in this case,
and
it is.
bus drivers, school bus
Yep.
drivers, and all.
Normally, in this case, yeah, look at the guy in Barrington. Who got reassigned. I don't think I did not
No,
hear he
I
got
don't-
fired,
no,
by
no.
the way.
Well, we're using National
No,
Guard.
he was reassigned.
But usually in this
The
case,
National Guard.
it's the kids that can speak English and Spanish, and they're doing the translating for their parents.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
It's tough when the child's only 6. I hope
Yeah.
they're giving me the right information.
Yeah.
All right, down in Johnston, a 60-year-old bowling alley finally got taken down.
Oh.
Yeah, what's the name of the Town Hall Lanes was closed in May after 60 years in business. Doesn't say why they closed. Maybe just no one wanted to take it over, and people wanted to retire or whatever. But they finally knocked it down yesterday, and in its place, the town planning board says it'll be replaced by a Coastal One credit union. I mean, okay.
No, that's not.
When I think of
A
bowling
bad thing.
alleys, I don't. I mean, I guess they're going to build something to fit their
Yeah.
needs, but it's too bad. They couldn't have built on top of the bowling alley. Would have given
Yeah.
something for
Yeah.
the workers to go do during lunchtime. Go bowl the string. Speaking of bowling, we are going to take a break. It was last weekend. I was up in the White Mountains, and there were 7 of us, and we decided we're going to go. We are going to go bowling, and we went to a 10-pin lanes up there. And one of the guys with us, who is my nephew, is actually a pretty decent bowler. Own shoes, his own balls. He's got like 2 or
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
Wears the right kind of support on the wrists. He throws it with a nasty hook, the way you're supposed to, just like you see they do it on TV. But the lanes were awful. I mean, because you people have bowled, when you come up to the line, you like to slide. You didn't slide.
No.
And
Head first.
I literally tripped twice trying to go bowl,
down the aisle.
and so it really affected my game because I didn't want to fall on my face.
Good thinking.
And but now I'm bowling off the wrong foot. I'm hopping on one leg. I'm like, oh, these lanes are awful.
Was anybody taking
No one
pictures of
took
that?
pictures. Thank goodness. And I'm surprised my son or daughter didn't do that. They were
Yeah,
there. They
exactly,
could have
yeah.
done that.
I saw that on Facebook the other day. I could have sworn it was you.
That was not me. That was not me.
It was
going
Joe, it
viral.
was Joe.
I didn't
It
fall
was,
down
yeah.
once, but I was thinking of actually bringing over the thing the kids use and just roll the thing
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the ramp.
Yeah, right down
I said
the
I'm
thing.
going to play better if I use this thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing that we do.
And I don't know if you've seen them. The thing that the kids use now. I remember seeing them when they first came out. It was basically just a steel structure. They're now plastic and shaped like dinosaurs.
Oh,
Oh, really?
It's really
How
cute.
cute,
And
how
they're
cute.
green and pink.
yeah. Geez,
So the
how
kids,
cute.
they're not scared of them at
They're
all. So I
not.
said, oh, that's really cute. So I didn't use it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But I did hop and skip as I was trying to bowl.
And
He was
And,
doing a triple jump.
yeah, really. No, he didn't use it because he wanted a purple one.
Yeah.
And they didn't have one.
They
Can you
didn't have a
believe,
cold
believe
for
that?
him. There you go.
All right. I know Linda told me ahead of time that you got to leave early.
I do.
So you
I
got to
do.
go and, I don't know, are we skating? Are we ballroom
No,
dancing?
no. Actually, I'm going to town hall.
Okay.
I've got, and not to vote. Well, no, not to vote. I have to go take care of some business. there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, very good. Well, thanks for coming in.
Oh, my pleasure.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right. Thanks,
Ciao,
Linda.
y'all.
More of Coffee Inn is coming up. Stick around.
The Woonsocket Call and woonsocketcall.com puts access to daily news and information right at your fingertips with subscriptions both in print and online. That's right, your local daily news, sports, lifestyle features, and even classifieds are just a click or a tap away. And now, when you subscribe to our print edition, you'll receive full access to our web edition at no extra cost. That's right, for just $15.99 per month, you'll get full access to our online paper as well as our daily printed paper. Or sign up for the digital subscription alone for just $10.99 a month. Call 767-8504 to subscribe right now. That's 767-8504. The Call and woonsocketcall.com for the news and information you want when you want it.
Hello, I am Paul LaValle, and on September 9th at 2 p.m., the pro-life members of St. Joseph's in Woonsocket will be hosting a remembrance ceremony for the unborn. Location is Resurrection Cemetery in Cumberland on West Rentham Road. It will be held at the monument of the unknown baby Mary. We invite you and hope you can join us.
ON Radio presents the best of the Blackstone Valley. Stay tuned.
All right, Coffee Inn on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew. Linda Tebow had to go and take care of some business. So, Ed.
Yep.
You probably heard, but Jimmy Buffett did pass away after a
Yes.
4-year battle with what's now called Merkel cell skin cancer.
Uh-huh.
And that's right from their direct website. Dr. Vernon Sondak with the Mafidi Cancer Center in Tampa says this cancer is rare and usually found in older people with a history of sun exposure or suppressed immune systems. Sondak says Merkel cell is a, quote, sneaky, unquote, cancer that's often mistaken for a cyst or a boil. So it could be on your arm, and you go, that's nothing, and you don't go get it checked out. Now, Jimmy was not old, 76, but a history of sun exposure, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy liked the beach,
Yeah.
and he liked to sail
Uh-huh.
out in the ocean. So he did have a lot of it, and he got diagnosed 4 years ago with it. And I was talking with Dave about this, and I have Jimmy's. He's got one more album coming out, but I have his last one that came out. And now that you look at the song titles and you look at the songs he was making while being sick, the song titles make more sense.
Oh,
There's a song title in there called "Live Like It's Your Last Day."
okay.
I think he was told this is by the doctors. This is going to kill you
Yeah. Yeah.
within a relatively short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he, not knowing it, not as the fans, us not knowing it, but he wrote a song about that, to live every day like it's going to be your last. I'm like, wow. And the other song, "Book on the Shelf," he says, "I'm not ready to be the book on the shelf," kind of thing. I'm like, wow. So he was writing about. He was actually telling us ahead of time that something's up and
Yeah.
something's coming. Not that we saw it at the time, because not a mind reader, of
Yeah,
course.
right.
But that's what it comes down to. Jimmy Buffett's family has asked for donations to several hospitals and cancer centers instead of sending flowers to them. So, and I haven't heard when actually the funeral is going to be.
I haven't heard either.
Not that I'm invited, but I'm sure it'll be someplace down in Florida.
The Keys.
Down in the Keys where you like to hang out. Powerball jackpot is now up to $461 million. Just in case you were wondering, no grand prize winner in Monday night's drawing. So there you go. Odds of winning, 1 in 292 million. Pretty good odds. That's a sure thing, right? Ed?
Yeah, no problem.
Now, Ed, all right. I've got the list.
Of what?
They've come out with a list of the 10 best domestic airlines.
Okay.
I think you could probably name all 10. I think there are only 10.
Okay.
Can you name them? In no particular order.
No particular order. Okay.
Just go.
American,
Yeah,
Delta,
yeah,
JetBlue,
yeah,
United,
yeah,
Frontier,
yeah,
Spirit.
yeah.
Oh,
You're missing a biggie.
I'm missing a biggie. Oh, Alaska Air.
Yes, but that's not a
That's in
biggie.
the- no, it's big enough.
Yeah, well, for them it is, yeah.
Missing a biggie. I
A
said
real biggie one.
American, Delta.
Southwest.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Southwest.
That's what I think of them, huh?
Yeah.
Southwest, yeah.
Okay, so that's 8 right there.
Yeah, okay.
There are a couple more. Delta Airlines comes out they with the new list of the best domestic carrier.
Okay.
The Atlanta-based airline ranked number 1 for on-time arrivals, service, and comfort, according to Bounce's 2023 Airline Index.
Okay.
Southwest and Hawaiian Airlines
Oh, that's one I forgot.
come in 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Alaska comes in 4th, and United comes in 5th.
Uh-huh.
Other things they looked at in the annual airline comparison included in-flight entertainment, meals, I don't think any of them serve meals, and seat comfort. I have found that Delta and United tend to have slightly more comfortable seats. Not by a lot, but by some. American Airlines, JetBlue, Spirit, Frontier, Allegiant also made Bounce's top 10 list of domestic airlines for 2023. That's because there's only 10. They're all going to make the top 10. There's only 10 of them that are flying. I couldn't think. When I read it all, I'm like, okay. I said, no, I can't think of another.
I
And
can't-
JetBlue
I can't either.
hasn't JetBlue bought Frontier and Spirit?
They're trying to buy Spirit.
Oh, that hasn't gone through yet?
No, that may or may not go through the
Is that an FTC
government
thing?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's not going to make them a monopoly.
No, but I don't know. The FTC has been against just about every deal you can think of, ever since the Biden administration took over.
Okay.
They object to every deal.
Everything,
Yeah.
any kind of merger between companies is a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah. And they just lost one case. This is the first time they lose a case. Microsoft buying Activision. They were.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
I didn't know
they. Well, it's been going on for over a year, and the FTC said nope, can't do it, and Microsoft took them to court.
And won.
And won.
Wow. How about that? Okay. Of course, whatever airline is usually it's your preference. I like Delta. I like most of the top 5. The only problem is I always look to where you will possibly have to change planes.
Uh-huh.
And Delta's a biggie on this because they're based out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that airport, I mean, to say it's big is just an understatement.
Yeah, really.
If you've never been, it's incredible how large they are. So I try to stay away from changes in
Yeah.
Atlanta. I also try to stay away from changes at LaGuardia.
Oh, really?
The only problem with well, not the only problem, but the biggest problem with LaGuardia is if you land at a certain terminal, and your connecting flight is at another terminal. Usually it's not a problem, but at LaGuardia, just the way it's built, you have to literally go outside, and then come back inside.
Uh-huh.
So if you're in Terminal B, you go outside, you come back in Terminal C, and now you have to go through security again.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
But I just did earlier in the day. It doesn't matter. You've left the airport and now come back in. You got to go through the whole
Wow.
process all over again.
I try to avoid Atlanta,
Yep.
Dallas, and Miami. Those are the
Okay.
three that I try to avoid.
And I also try to avoid Chicago O'Hare because O'Hare is
Yeah,
rather
I
large
imagine.
too.
You don't usually have a reason to go there. Don't really have a reason to go to Dallas either. But
Neither
I've
do
been
I.
on a flight before that went from Boston to Dallas to Aruba. Don't ask
Okay.
me why. Talk
What
about
what didn't you like about Dallas?
you had to change plane and it must have taken 20 minutes to get to the next gate
Yeah.
for the second plane. It was like unbelievable. So that's a huge airport
Okay.
too.
I was like that in Chicago because you had to get to the next terminal to get your connecting flight. And okay, you're looking at your time, and okay, I got about a half an hour.
Yeah.
And say, well, you can wait here, and we'll have a shuttle, or you can walk.
Yeah.
But then you ask, when's the next shuttle coming? We don't know.
No.
I'm like,
How many people does it hold? 20.
Yeah,
Because
and
there's 65
there's already
people in
already
line
waiting.
already.
Yeah, I'm like, so you wait. You take about 30 seconds and you weigh your odds. Okay, start walking.
Yeah.
I said I can't risk it. So yeah, try to stay away from those. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
And LaGuardia, it almost worked out for me when LaGuardia one time, and we were pulling into gate B12, and when I looked at my phone for my connecting flight was gate B14. Fantastic. I don't have to go out and come back in. I just got to go to the next gate right down. Perfect. And then everything changed on my phone. No, your flight's now taking you out of D12. Oh, no. Off you go. All right, we did get a note called in. Town Hall Lanes, the bowling alley, used to be a bowler in one of their leagues, and it was the duck pins, and all duck pin lanes are gone. Not completely true. There is a very small duck pin alley that's in Pawtucket. And I'm not sure where it is. It's only like 6 lanes. It's kind of combined with some kind of restaurant. It's very old-fashioned. I think they actually have to have people roll the pins back to you, roll the balls back to you.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. It's not very modern, but there is that is the only one I know of that is still in existence. It's somewhere down there in Pawtucket. SpaceX. They continue to be successful. The week is off to a successful and record-breaking start for SpaceX. They launched a Falcon 9 rocket from Kennedy Space Center Sunday night, and the rocket was carrying 21 Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit as part of SpaceX's effort to spread high-speed internet around the world. And it marked the 62nd orbital launch for the company this year. I didn't know they've been doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like one every other day. It seems
There's
like.
a lot of them. Yeah.
Wow.
There must be a lot of space junk up there.
It must be tons of stuff
Yeah.
floating around us. Now, the 62nd launch this year, that breaks the previous record set last year of 61 launches over the course of that entire year. And so they still got plenty more time in this year. Do they plan on launching more satellites?
I would think so.
Up there?
Elon's got them lined up to go.
Does he? Speaking, that was yesterday. Something about Elon. And anyway, from the no kidding department, Ed.
Okay.
We'll wrap it up on the no kidding department. Too much screen time is being linked to developmental delays in children. They did a study on this.
It's causing what?
Developmental delays.
Oh,
Yes. New study published in the journal JMMA Pediatrics out of Japan. Researchers looked at data from 7,000 kids and found that 2 or more hours of screen time increased the likelihood of developmental delays, especially in problem solving and communication. 1-year-olds. What are 1-year-olds doing in front of the screen? 1-year-olds were 61% more likely to have a delayed communication skills at age 2 when they spent more than hours in front of TVs or cell phones compared to kids who spent less than 1 hour in front of screens a day. The risk went up to nearly 5 times for children who had more than 4 hours of screen time. In infants, screen time was linked to developmental delays in social skills and motor skills. And I know that age group, maybe not infants, but as soon as they can hold on to something, as soon as they can manipulate the phone, they're very good at it. And they pick up on it almost immediately. And they know exactly what to do, how to swipe, what buttons to push so they can pull up their favorite cartoons.
yeah.
And they're very good at it. And so I can see, parents say, here, watch SpongeBob for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
give me an hour break or something like that. But you really got to be aware that maybe your 2-year-old is in front of the screen way too much.
Well, that's it. I could see where it hinders their social development and how to get along with other kids and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not right.
Nope. So just be careful how much screen time the kids have going forward. 2 hours a day. Remember, that's all of it. I mean, phones, tablets, computer, television.
Yeah.
It all has to, you got to add it all up. So just something to be careful there. All right, we've come to the end of the program. Thank you very much for listening in. Linda Tebow was very gracious to join us today. We will see her next week as well. Ed, thanks for joining us this week.
Always a pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day, everyone. And get out and vote. It is Election Day today. So stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do You Remember is coming your way at 9:30 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. The special primary election for the vacant seat in Rhode Island's 1st Congressional District is today, finally. There are 2 Republicans and 12 Democrats on the ballot, although Democrat Don Carlson is still on the ballot, but he dropped out. Several thousand ballots have been submitted through early voting or by mail. Polls will be open till 8 o'clock tonight.